Jimmy Chaucer's orchestra then played a selection from Oklahoma, currently a smash hit in America, England, and Australia. This must mark the culmination of the career of Oscar Hammerstein II. It's given to few to have a show running simultaneously in the main theatrical centers of the English-speaking world. And so concludes Personality on Parade, tonight starring Oscar Hammerstein II, whose music has entertained millions in a great variety of shows. Next Monday night, the program will feature Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers.
Have you seen the March issue of AM magazine?
It's only just out, isn't it? I'm going to get mine on the way home.
Well, whatever you do, don't miss it. Here, look at these two beautiful pictures, all ready to frame from the March AM. Aren't they super?
Yes, these pictures, which were included in the March issue of AM, are indeed super. Painted by Sydney artist Adrian Faint and superbly reproduced in full color, they are pictures you'll be proud to frame and hang.
The March issue of AM magazine, now on sale, sets an even higher standard and is even more interesting and fascinating than any previous issue. AM is the one magazine which covers the entire range of human interests. It's the one magazine which has everything. Ask your newsagent for the March issue of AM.
Radio 3X by Melbourne, the time is 10 o'clock, and here is the Leviathan News. To the man who intends to buy a new overcoat this winter, the Leviathan would say, first see the grand array of English and Australian tailored styles in overcoats now showing in the overcoat department on the first floor. The coats that Melbourne men will favour this season are in Australian all-wool tweeds and navy velours in single-breasted and double-breasted styles, not forgetting belted raincoats in double-breasted styles in new fawn and grey shades. And there are also those English overcoats and raincoats, which carry the names of world-famous makers, presented for your viewing in display windows and departments. Overcoats of fine quality, outstanding style, and superb tailoring are ready for the 1949 season at the Leviathan Limited, corner Swanston and Burke Streets, the store we can always shop with confidence. The 3XY Independent News Service, 10 p.m. edition, read by Clive Waters.
50 planes of the Royal Australian Air Force will take part in air exercises over Sydney and Canberra during the next 2 days. Tomorrow the planes will mass for attack on Parliament House at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. On Wednesday the target will be the Sydney Harbour Bridge, and the mock attack will take place at 11 o'clock in the morning. A number of Melbourne trade unions has applied for the use of the Melbourne Town Hall on the 8th of April for a meeting to discuss trade unionism and peace. Amongst the speakers listed are Mr. John Rogers of the Clerks Union, Mr. J.J. Cool of the Liquor Trades Union, Mr. J. Chandler of the Building Workers Industrial Union, and Mr. W. Bird of the Seamen's Union. Firewood will be rationed again under state legislation to be introduced in the Victorian Legislative Assembly. The Minister for Forests, Mr. Dennett, said today that under the regulations to be reimposed, householders would be able to buy only 100 weight a week, with a maximum of 500 weight. Melbourne watersiders began returning to work at 8 o'clock tonight. By tomorrow morning, it is expected that the wharves will be in full production again. The decision to resume work was made at a mass meeting of watersiders in the West Melbourne Stadium today. Following the announcement that work will be resumed, the Victorian Minister for Transport and Electrical Undertakings, Mr. Kent Hughes, said that gas rationing was most unlikely.